I'll start at the very beginning.
So what are you doing?
I'm just drawing a circle on this glass, and I'm going to cut that out. And that'll be my glass piece. So we're just going to cut some of the glass out here. And you just want to hear that nice little sound. If you have a grinder, you can grind these little tips off, but I'm not going to worry about it too much here today. I always, before I copper foil things, I always grind these edges because it's really easy for the glass to cut right through the copper. Next step is to put your copper on. Then you want to decide which side of your glass is the pattern that you want. Okay, so now I have my round, and I want to make sure that it fits. I always like to tape this on, so I do it down here where I don't have any lines. And then you just take a ballpoint pen, and you're just embossing this. One here where I've drawn the whole thing. I'm just gonna literally cut all this out. So here's just two parts of the tree cut out. Here's one that's already cut out.
Perfect, okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to take this copper foil and I always like to start in a place. I'll start at the base of my tree so that that's where my overlap's going to be. And I'm just burnishing this down onto the glass along the edge, and then you can see the edge is still really wrinkled, but you want to do the same thing. Okay, so now I have a nice edge.
Nice.
This is a lake acid flux.
Yeah.
Through the DeLorean. So I'm just using a Q-tip to get some flux around the outside, because I'm going to do the outside first. I usually set this on about 70%. And we were talking earlier about the tin or the lead, the solder. This solder happens to be 50-50, which is the old style. Here's this example. This is kind of a cutaway without the backside soldered to show you how a window is made. And then the other side I've soldered. So this is gonna go real fast, but I'm gonna do the outside edge first. And I just melt my solder. And I just kind of spread it around the edge here. Some people call this soft soldering, whereas if you're making jewelry, you're going to want to use silver. That flux, it just causes that to cover all the metal, but none of the glass.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to put some more flux on the inside. And you can get the flux on the glass, it doesn't really hurt. To me, the lumpy one looks a little more natural. So I'm just going to start here and just cover.
I like lumpy.
So does the
And I like go ahead.
does it go just on?
Just goes on the copper.
I see.
And you just kind of get a feel for how much you want. You don't want it flat. You want it kind of raised up just a little. So you raise your iron up off of the. I haven't finished it yet. You can do at this point. Well, I can still do this side. Alright, so now let's done the back and the sides, the edges. Okay, so you want to grab a hold of this ring. This ring is a copper wire with tin on the outside of it. And I want to put a little bit of flux on there. But if you want to hang it like this, you want to put it at a right angle. So you just want to think about that ahead of time. This is if you want it to be the shiny silver color. I was going to make this copper color, put some patina on here so you can see what that looks like. So I'll clean all that polish off. And I might even need some steel wool to polish it up a little, rough it up. And hydrochloric acid, not very strong. It's kind of a real pretty turquoise color. Okay, and this is going to be like magic.
Wow.
Okay, I've kind of put on one layer here. You can see it.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you just keep rubbing it till you get it the way you want it to look. And sometimes it'll look more antique than it does shiny. And if you like it antique, you leave it that way.